YouTubers just out here in the shop on a Saturday motoring around, just cleaning some stuff up, tinking around with a new parts pickup we got for a little bit. But I'm going to show you some neat stuff we found on this over here. It's backwards. Cummins engine that we're tearing down. We're kind of, now that we're at the shop, we're getting into pickup truck repairs as well. Mostly because it's good work, and we felt like maybe there's a lack of in this area of just honest shops that are willing to do projects this big and not just roll somebody over the coals. Don't get me wrong, these projects aren't cheap, but we do them honest and we do them good, and they turn out pretty good. So anyways, let me see if I'll flip the camera around here and show you what we found. So this truck is it's a 5500 Dodge. The engine is shot. I don't know why. I'll make another video. We'll pull this thing out this week and we'll tear the head off. We don't have to tear the head off. We've got a new long block coming in for it. Just to see really what happened. Let's see here. What is the date? This poor guy that owns this truck, it broke down. He took it to his house. Got it to his house and sat for a while they saved some money to ready to put this engine in. And they were building like a shipping container. I don't know what they're building on a shipping container. They took the doors off. The wind grabbed one of those big, heavy shipping container doors, slapped it against that door, and bent the crap out of it. Let's see. What year is this truck? I don't remember. It is a 6 of 10. So she's one of the early 4th gen Dodges. It's still got the 6-speed. That has a lot to do with why he wanted to fix this and not buy a brand new truck. The truck really didn't have that many miles. I think it's only got 170 on it. Anyways, got the 6-speed in it, G56. You got to fix a 3rd or 5th gear synchro in it. I don't remember. But anyways, so this engine, in the world of emission stuff, this one has been deleted. We got it that way. I didn't do the delete. Don't sue me. But anyways, so we'll always look into double check parameters in the computer to make sure that this thing was deleted correctly, especially with the new engine, because it died pretty young at 170, and who knows how many idle hours on it. He bought it used, had it for a couple of years, and yeah, so I don't know who did the work the first time around. But anyways, my boys pulled the cab off. I was on another job and I got back and got to looking around. I'll see if I can find the intake horn. But look at how packed that intake. You can't even, there's a grid down in there and you can't even hardly see it. So this engine, now what would cause that? But the EGR, we look inside the EGR here. Let me grab a flashlight over here. These little Harbor Freight lights are kind of, well, some of my favorites. Are like magnet little lights. I fancy. The EGR isn't that carboned up like that. I mean, yeah, I don't know if you can see in there roughly. It's pretty dirty, but it's not that mess. Now, why did that happen instead of this? Now, we can go a couple theories here. The turbo does not look good. Like, it feels good. You know, I don't think that was the culprit. Somebody at some point had deleted the crankcase vent where it would have gone into the engine down here. Boy, there's some goofy stuff. I haven't spent a lot of time around this truck yet, but anyways, there's some coolant rerouting stuff going on here from the delete. They had rerouted the crankcase vent down to the side to alleviate what I'm assuming is this oily mess. So this engine at some point had something happen, an overheat, lack of oil changes. Who knows that it had developed a fair amount of blow-by and then was blowing all this blow-by oil coming through. What I want to find here, see, I have been busy out in the field the last couple days, I haven't got to spend a bunch of time around this truck. I was a little concerned about that, but it doesn't look like it. See, this is where they've capped. This is where your original blow-by comes in and goes through the turbo. The engine re-burns it. I don't see any signs of sucking dirt, at least recently. But my guess is because of that extreme amount of carbon. It's not even carbon. It's very oily. It's squishy. You know, carbon's kind of hard and crunchy. This is very, very like squishy, like kind of mud. Look at that, just sitting in the intake. So, why did that come to fruition in such an extreme, severe case? I'm going to go with, I think there's a fair amount of dirt in there. And so this truck was not only, you know, we're going to have to pull this intercooler off. I bet it is yay full of engine oil, guaranteed, and dirt. And it probably, we might have to just replace it because it probably looks just like that. So to assume to have any sort of decent flow, that is, we need to go through that to save the new engine and get any sort of life out of it. So I'm assuming there's a fair amount of dust mixed with the oil, makes a little mud cement kind of deal, because, and it could be just an extreme amount of idle time. You don't know. But in the world of learning things, boy, if I was to buy a new truck, I would pull the EGR valve or pull that intake horn off of a Dodge. It takes like 2 seconds. If you're really going to spend big money on kind of a higher mileage truck, and see what, that's a tall tale of engine maintenance and the life of it right there. And you can pull that thing off in just a few bolts. So I don't know if there's dust in there. I don't know if it's all EGR gas. I don't think it is, or EGR carbon. You know, that could be from, see, without knowing the life of this, the full story on this truck, it's hard telling. Without, it's hard to tell, but a lot of things, we're going to circle all the way back to maintenance is the problem with what had killed this truck. It's not the guy that owns it now. I don't think it's his fault. I think he bought it, didn't know any better, and it was on its way to being smoked pretty soon. So what ultimately killed this engine is probably either a chunk of that finally made it down into the engine, or an overheat scenario. We'll know more when we pull the cylinder head off and see if we got any good scoring back there on number 6. It'll be a tall tale if it saw any significant heat. But why that would spike temperatures just because of restrictive airflow. It's going to have such a hard time breathing or doing anything. Yeah, you're not going to have a good time. So that's always the fun stuff. But yeah, this truck's getting a long block, pump and injectors, and a turbo. I'm pretty picky about putting new injectors in a new engine, because if one of those injectors has a miss pattern or anything goofy, you'll kill a new engine pretty quick. So yeah, I'll make another video when we get this. We'll pull the head off just for fun, just for the sake of learning, when we get her pulled out here. But you know, in a you know, some people say, why is it worth running good oil or Schaefer's or good T4 Rotella, or, you know, a BG additive in your oil? So even in the scenario of why does that matter is because even in, let me gather my words here. When you're running a good oil with a good detergent package, not only does it keep the inside clean, but in these instances where emissions is now making us reroute your crankcase vent gas through the inside, if you're good to your engine, you will never have extreme blow-by like this scenario and make that oily mess. But you're going to have, if you've got a higher mileage engine, you're going to have a little bit of blow-by. In that blow-by, those vapors are going to be carrying those detergents. Be cleaning in this scenario and not creating the gummy-like stickiness that happens that leads to this, that fills that, you know, because this engine can essentially be able to handle oil vapor or oil-like substances in small amounts. So if you've got a good oil with a good detergent package that's cleaning even after, because what's your vapors are pretty much your detergent package, boiling and leaving the engine essentially. So if you got blow by and it's coming through and it's doing a little bit of cleaning all the time and keeping it from getting to this point, to where you have these big chunks that can break off and kill an engine, you can really make some headway. And so the sad story of this engine is just a maintenance nightmare. Someone didn't take care of it, and most people don't know any better. So sad story, but I'll make a second video when we get her tore apart. But yeah, this G56 is going to a shop to be fixed up. Well, we got a good shop here in town. But anyways, kind of a shameless plug. If you've got pickup trucks of any make or model that you need to work on and you're in the northern Colorado area and just want honesty out of a repair, come get a hold of us. We've got some guys in the shop, even clear down to, we've got, we're getting into even oil changes and brakes. I mean, I just didn't even have anywhere I could send friends of mine to get this done. So we're trying to take on more of this work to be useful people in society and be able to do oil changes that offer chafers and offer upgraded oil packages and have good filters, and you know what you're getting and you're not paying. I mean, it's not cheap. It's not crazy expensive. We're pretty competitive in the oil change world. We don't make a lot of money off of them, but we offer a good service. So yeah, that's kind of the crazy story of good engines gone bad. We just got done doing a rebuild on that. Kind of the same deal. Probably a lack of maintenance. And then someone loaded it and loaded it and loaded it with stop leak because it was disappearing coolant. And that kind of, the engine ran, but it was in no good shape. Pistons and liners, little John Deere 4045T in there. Just got done rebuilding that. But anyways, that's the story. So if you got any good trucks or need some good stuff down here in southern Wyoming, northern Colorado, or big projects, you want to haul them to us, we'd love to get them done for you. So thanks for watching.